Have you ever wanted to be invisible like a ghost? Be able to haunt others around? Sort of similar to the ghost of Threed? Or maybe you want to make your own opening sequence to Earthbound. But Ness is too in the way, so you just gotta get him out of there. Or maybe you just want to dig around some trash and want no one else to see you while you do it. And we all have our moments, right? So how do we acquire this power? Well, ghosts are known for being invisible, so why don't we use their help? Such a shame these ghosts are only interested in turning us around. But we can still use their help in becoming invisible. To begin, after they turn us around, we're gonna go ahead and enter this hotel. In here, we're gonna do what we do in all hotels and just call our bed and save our game. We use hotels to sleep anyways. After saving, we reset the game. In another file, make sure you have at least up to 3 in that file too. But I chose Summers because it's easier to get there. And have only one of your party members alive. And said party member has to be either sick with a cold, having a sunstroke, or poisoned. And what we're going to do here is just stand on these stairs and let the HP drop to 0. And what this is going to let us do is, once we go back to our original save file, the one that is before Threed, and yes, we have to make sure that this is before you fight Master Belch. Once we're back in here, simply hold down until you're under the door and then hold left. And keep holding left for a long time. I'm going to speed it up a bit for you here. But yes, just keep holding left until you hear this song. Or this theme. This is the theme of the Dusty Dunes Desert. So, once you hear, use your sound stone, and now you're going to see that the world is not black anymore. From here, just to start walking normally and interacting with stuff, head to any doorway, or exit, or entrance. And from here, you guys successfully escaped from Threed. From here, you can play the game as normal. Defeat the 5 moles. Give the diamond to free the runaway 5s from the contract. And then do the kidnap Paula sequence. Once you rescue Paula from being kidnapped, now the second part of this glitch can start. The first part is, of course, leaving Threed early. The second part is just enter the runaway 5's ban. And I hope you like this song, by the way. If you don't, if you despise the runaway 5's theme, don't do this glitch. Sometime after riding, you're gonna get back to this area with the ghost. And unlike the first time you hit 3 with the runaway 5, the ghost will be successful in taking you away. The game has a little bit of a hiccup on what's going on, so the screen will just be weird. But once you emerge, you're gonna be invisible. Your entire team is gonna be invisible, in fact. And you lose the ability to teleport. You might think to yourself that doing the whole Fourside quest just to do this one glitch can be a bit much, that there must be a faster way. But since the runaway 5 ban is what causes the second half of the glitch, There is another moving vehicle that we can use to get to 3, isn't there? And so you might try to use this bus. And while the bus will let you go into 3, it will let you go into 3, as in the ghost won't even stop you. So, using the bus does not cause this glitch to occur, but the Runaway 5 do. This glitch fixes itself once you get to the Skyrunner. So, if you got tired of not being able to teleport and being invisible, just use the Skyrunner to flee. Once you reach back to Andronic's lab, you'll see that now the entire team is visible again. And you have the ability to teleport again. Though, if you haven't entered Saturn Valley, you're not going to be able to teleport there yet. But teleporting to 3, you'll see that the music has been permanently changed to the Runaway 5's theme. But we left 3 early, so what if we did other stuff in 3? Such as going to these 2 zombies here, and starting the sequence where Ness and Paula get kidnapped. As you can see, we're able to still do this sequence even though we're technically already past this part of the game. But everything still works as normal, except now that the children are invisible. Also, this means that you have to do everything in Fourside with just Ness and Paula, and then just by Ness by himself for Moonside. But yeah, if you do this before getting Jeff, you'll be down here, but the Skyrunner will be here. So what if we try using that to escape? So if we just check the Skyrunner, the game soft locks. Doesn't matter what you press, nothing will happen. So I'm just gonna go a little bit further back and use the other exit. This will start the sequence where Jeff walks to save the kidnapped Ness and Paula. And this actually causes something else to happen, which is enemies in Winters are not going to be the runaway dog, the gruff goat, or the crow. Instead, it's going to be the enemies in Winters that appear after you finish Fourside. If you skip 3 after Jeff saves Ness and Paula, but before doing the tent, you're not able to fight the tent right now. Despite no other enemies spawning, the tent is still able to be fought. And you could beat the tent and continue with the sequence, with the 3 sequence, which means you can pick up the jar of fly honey. And after some walking around, you'll get a phone call from Apple Kid, and well, he says he's gonna give you the zombie paper. Despite Apple Kid calling us to tell us that he sent someone from Mock Pizza to bring over the zombie paper, it seems like he got lost on his way and we won't be seeing him. Sure, we can win against the tent, but what if we instead choose to lose against it? Losing the tent will bring up the game over sequence, but the screen will stay black. We're still able to make choices here, and if we choose to continue, once we're back, we're gonna hear that we're still in 3. And in 3, we're able to walk around even though we can't see what's going on. There's actually another version of the Shattered Man or the Runaway 5 glitch. But if we continue walking around, we'll see that we're still able to encounter enemies. But we're gonna die instantly. Once again, we're going to be in the game over sequence, so once we choose to try again, we're actually going to be sent to our last save point. For me, it's going to be the entrance to Moonside, as I didn't use because I didn't save after leaving Moonside. But once I get out of here, you're going to see that not only is 3 infected by the Runaway 5, but so is Fourside. And if we go try to teleport, if we first go into an inn to get our power restored, first we're going to see that sleeping does not get rid of our invisibility. And once we get out of the hotel, you'll see that we're going to have our ability to teleport back. And if you haven't gone into Saturn Valley yet, you're not going to have that teleport option to you. But other areas are free game. And you'll have more areas to teleport to the later in the game that you do the second half of this glitch. Use the stairs glitch to skip past Fourside, essentially. So if you enter a regular enemy battle and win, we're going to be visible again, which is different from what happened when we fought a boss. But that was done by skipping the fight, so what if we actually do the fight? If you actually do the fight, you'll see that that also removes the glitch. So back onto sequences. If we do it after receiving the zombie paper, but before placing it down, you'll see that we're still invisible, and the next part of the sequence is to sleep at this hotel. Good thing we already know that sleeping at hotels doesn't get rid of the glitch. Though we got a few seconds of the Threes team before it gets interrupted by the Runaway 5 again. While sleeping does not... Oh, hey, Pooh. While sleeping does not get rid of the glitch, that cutscene does. As for what else will cure this glitch, basically any cutscene where the team goes invisible, those will make you visible again once the cutscene ends. If we skip 3 to be after sleeping at the hotel, but before the graveyard area, and Saturn Valley, we can actually get pretty far. In fact, we can get up to where we're supposed to give the password. Up to where we were supposed to give the password. Though first, we gotta take a picture. And Ness pops back into existence for that. And he's visible. But the rest of the team is still with us, but not visibly. So the last puke or pile can count it as a boss, but these ones over here, despite being forced to do these fights if you encounter them, are counted as regular battles. So winning against them will sadly bring us back into being visible. But you are able to get to Master Belch without entering any encounters by using a trick called Stutter stepping, which is essentially just tap the direction you want to move instead of holding it. And if you do it right, the slimy little pals will not actually chase you. Though it's very hard to do, especially because even if he touches one of your party members that are invisible, it will still start the battle. So it'll take a few tries. But yes, you are able to reach Master Belch and defeat him. He counts as a boss, so we don't have to worry about turning invisible again. if you went to the photographer before doing the skip, even Ness would be invisible here, but we could still see what causes and doesn't cause us to turn invisible by just looking at our party members. We can't teleport here. We can't teleport yet, despite how far we've gone. The one thing I'm not actually sure of, so I'm just gonna put a save state here, is if this tea is gonna make, if this coffee is gonna make us visible. So just gonna see if that actually does. So yeah, I guess this coffee is not the visible kind. But yeah, this would have turned Ness visible again, seeing how the last photograph turned invisible. But if we keep walking, we can reach all the way up to the Trillion Age Sprout, defeat him. We know that your sanctuary locations are able to cure status effects, but can they cure invisibility? Seems like cannot. If we go back to Threed from Milky Well, you'll see that Threed has been healed, and because of this, the ghosts are no more, blocking the exits. Which means that Master Belch is a cutoff point for being able to turn invisible. But also Milky Well did cure a status effect that we didn't even know we had. Which is, it gave us our ability to teleport back. If we teleport to Twoson, you'll see that it has also been infected by the Runaway 5. So Twoson, Threed, and Fourside, huh? Interesting how the areas where Paula gets kidnapped are the ones that get infected by the Runaway 5, huh? But yes, that's all for this video, and if you enjoyed it, feel free to like and comment down below about what else you might try using the switch for. Or if there's any other way you could think of turning invisible, how that could work.